Technologies in 2019. 5G, 8K and other abbreviations in 2019. We will receive even more announcements and new products than in 2018. In what areas should you expect the most significant and noticeable changes in the field of consumer technologies? 5G in the US and some other countries. The first available 5G smartphones are expected to spring. By the same time or even earlier, modems of the new generation will appear. All these solutions will target the first 5G cellular networks deployed by operators. At a recent Qualcomm Technology Summit in Miami, Samsung demonstrated prototype 5G smartphones, while at T and Verizon launched the next generation of test networks. These two American operators, as well as the recently united T-Mobile and Sprint, have far-reaching plans for the 5G. Next-generation cellular networks promise not only a significant increase in data transfer speeds but also low network response delays, which will be crucial to the development of mass technology such as standalone cars, cloud games, or even remote surgery. Of course, in 2019, it is not necessary to wait for special breakthroughs. Even a full-scale deployment of networks in developed countries will take place not earlier than 2020. In 2019, the 5G promotion will focus on the creation of wireless networks to replace home broadband and promote new smartphones. Worldwide, in 2019, about 25 cellular operators will launch 5G services, at least in part of their territory, and by the end of the year will be shipped about 1 million smartphones with support of 5G for comparison. In 2019, 1.5 billion smartphones will be delivered to the market, which is 1,500 times more. In Russia, it is supposed pilot projects for the introduction of the new standard will be launched only by the end of 2020. The next year is dedicated to creating the concept and frequency determination. In other words, most of our readers will be able to take advantage of mobile networks of the fifth generation only in 2021. Pilot projects for the implementation of the new standard devices with bending screens. This technology has been promised for a long time, but so far, no decision has been made on the market. Fortunately, in 2019, the first real massive devices with bendable screens are expected to be released at least from Samsung and LG and, afterwards, probably from Huawei, Motorola and other companies. Moreover, in October, the Royal startup from Fremont, California, introduced FlexPi in China, which the company calls the world's first commercially featured, flexibly packed smartphone with a display. The device costs more than $1,300 and is intended for developers. View the image in Twitter. View the image in Twitter. View the image on Twitter. Samsung also demonstrated its idea of a future-facing smartphone with a curved display at a recent developer conference, and Google announced that Android will support devices of such formats. However, it is unclear how significant the pros of such smartphones appear in the form of a large screen, in order to put up with the inevitable inconveniences and rising prices. However, 2019 also promises to be a year of bizarre displays in smartphones and struggle to minimize cuts under the camera, speakers and buttons, until their complete annihilation. So, wishing to acquire a modern apparatus in a traditional performance will be given a wide choice. More streaming services. Apple will finally launch its own streaming television service, which will compete with Netflix and Amazon Prime and will be able to offer plenty of exclusive content. It is expected that this will happen in the first half of 2019. The service will definitely appear on devices like iPhone, iPad, Mac and Apple TV, but it will not be available to Android and Windows users. New services will be offered not only by the Cooper giant. Not long ago, the company Disney announced that in 2019 will present its own paid stream service Disney Plus, which is